Good morning and welcome back to another episode of SoFlo Morning News. I am your host, Atticus Ramirez, along with
Albert Martinez.
Today is Friday, October 25th, and now it is time for our pledges.
Now it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now it's time for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now it's time for the OWL Pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and with knowledge. I'll give 100%. I will go to college. I'll do whatever it takes, just like my parents do. I'll sweat the small stuff, just like my teachers do. I'll give no excuses each and every day. I'll close the achievement gap, working hard in every way. With my team and family, I give my OWL pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and knowledge. Go Owls! Hoot hoot! Now it's time for the moment of silence.
Alright everybody, good morning and welcome to the next segment of the SoFlo SciShow. My name is Haley Perales.
Albert Martinez.
That's right, Albie. So today's
fact of the
fun
day.
fact of the day is, according to Abraham Lincoln's wife, Mary Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's hobby was gatos, cats. That's code for cats. So I'm just saying Abraham Lincoln sounds like a pretty cool guy because he likes cats, which happens to be my favorite animal.
Okay, what are we
Anyways,
learning about today?
Today we are learning about color blindness. Now, these little cute circles are actual tests to figure out if someone has color blindness. Now, we'll get more into these tests and how they work. But as of now,
What is color blindness?
color blindness is when someone sees colors differently. So sometimes they mix up green and red, or occasionally blue, but it's usually the green and red type. So they can't really distinguish these two colors, and they struggle with seeing them. So someone who is colorblind sees this thing, they cannot tell the difference. They cannot see the red 5 in it because to them it's just all one color.
How does it occur? How does color blindness occur?
Color blindness occurs. This is how it occurs. So there is 2 cells in your retina. These are called rods and cones. So the rods detect light and dark in your eye, and they are very sensitive to low light levels. Now your cones are the cells that detect the color and are able to distinguish the different colors that you see in your eyes. So color blindness happens when one or more cone is missing in your eye. So this is what a normal person with a normal eyesight sees with the colors, and this is what someone with a red-green color blindness degree sees, and blue and yellow. So these are very different from this one. So that is pretty cool.
Okay, what are the symptoms of color blindness?
Symptoms. So surprisingly, there are a range of mild to severe symptoms. So most people suffer from your normal color blindness, which is not being able to tell the difference between red and green or blue and yellow. But in severe cases of color blindness, people actually suffer from lazy eye or light sensitivity, or even have poor vision. So that is the range. But it is more usual for people to have a mild range of color blindness.
Okay, who's at risk to getting this?
At risk, let me tell you some facts. So, people who are at risk for getting color blindness are men. Wow. Who? What a funk.
Whoa.
So, they have a higher chance of becoming colorblind or being born with color blindness. So also certain diseases, people who have certain diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, as well as glaucoma and chronic alcoholism and diabetes also are at risk for having color blindness. So like I said before, this is an apple, a red apple, your normal classic red apple. That is what we see. Someone who is colorblind might see that differently, and it is no longer red, it is a green-gray color. Yes. And that is all for today, owls. We will see you all in the classrooms. Hoot hoot!
Bye.
Howdy, and welcome back to the Weather Channel. Today I didn't feel like going outside because right now it's pretty hot. But as you can see, we can use these here magnets as weather, or just outside. The sun, this blue sky, grass, and this eraser. So, as you can see, it's currently Friday. So what that means is that there's gonna be a low of 45 degrees and a high of 63 degrees. Now, if I were you, I'd probably wear a jacket, more than likely because it's Texas and we're used to the, that Texas heat, and it's no longer hot. I think it's starting to get, pretty chilly. So yeah, enjoy your day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hinojosa Report. I am your host, Nathan Hinojosa. As always, with me is my co-host,
Steven Hinojosa.
Why don't we kick things off today with some international news? So, some of you guys might have heard this recently because just the way that the news goes, these stories just keep rolling in, all from around the world. So basically, this past week, there's been some concern as the President of the United States, as you all know, Donald Trump, has said that he's going to be removing the 50 U.S. troops that were placed in a city in Syria because of the movement of Turkish forces into Syria. So essentially, Turkey came to the United States and said, look, we're going to be going and trying to take this Kurdish area. And the U.S., instead of staying there and, I guess, defending that area where they were located at, Trump decided to go ahead and move them out, essentially threatening Turkey, saying that he needed time to move the troops out of that city, or if any of the American citizens that were placed there or deployed there died, that he would have to start a war with Turkey, basically, as repentance for that. So where we're at currently, the troops have been moved, and currently the Kurdish city is left unprotected from the onward moving Turkish forces, as well as interests from Russia and from Syria's own president, Bashar al-Assad. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a closer look to what's going on in this conflict in Syria.
Let's take a look at the U.S. side of this event and look how it's affecting us. So, if you don't know, the United States and pretty much all the Middle East was fighting for the Islamic State against the terrorist group ISIS. What happened was that the U.S. being allies with Turkey and some of Syria, this move is very problematic as it could, as Nathan said, conflict with allies and how things are working. So, Trump recently said, I'm trying to get out of wars. We may have to get in wars too. He said this in a cabinet meeting on Monday. These were made after the Kurds people were seen throwing potatoes and insults as the troops left Syria. This is confirming the statement from the Defense Secretary, Mark Esper, who said on Sunday the administration was considering leaving troops behind to secure some of the oil fields that are in Syria, because if you don't know, oil is a resource that is very powerful in the Middle East. The Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said Trump's decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria has created a strategic nightmare for our country. In an op-ed for the Washington Post, McConnell wrote that it has jeopardized the U.S. campaign against the Islamic State, handed a win to the Assad regime and its Iranian backers, and allowed Russia to gain a new foothold in the Middle East.
So that's pretty much it. Just some clarification for you guys. If you're unaware of this situation, there's lots of really good resources out there. I encourage you to go look up some really complex videos on YouTube, or look for stories talking about the conflict going on in Syria right now. It's something that we could never discuss in one of our segments because of how complicated it is and how many years it's gone back. So thank you guys for listening. See you next time on the Hinojosa Report.
And now it's time for announcements. Senior Sunrise Breakfast. Today, the seniors will have a breakfast to represent one of the last 3 meals they'll have together. This will be from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Eventually, the seniors will have a lunch and dinner throughout the year.
Trunk or treat event. This Saturday, October 26th, IDEA will be hosting the trunk or treat event and the Soulflow Pulga. The Soulflow Pulga will be hosted by the athletics department from 8 to 11 a.m. Reserve your booth for $25. Then from 5:30 to 7 will be the trunk or treat event. Please email Miss Calderon at amanda.calderon1@ideapublicschools.org.
Junior Family Night. Next Wednesday on October the 30th will be a Junior Family Night from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. This will be discussing the college summer away programs for next summer. Juniors will receive a grade for RTTC for attending the event. So if you got a low grade and you need points, this is the way to do it.
Book Character Day. On October 31st, students will be able to dress up as their favorite book character. Also have a team and family time at the end of the day in homeroom to celebrate the end of the first quarter. Students can sign up to bring items for this event in your homeroom also.
What are you going to dress up as?
I don't know.
I'll probably dress up as an idea student. Very scary.
True.
Halloween School Dance. On November 1st, there will be a Halloween dance for high school only. Scholars can dress up as their Halloween costumes at this party. The cost for attending is $5 for advance tickets, but then will be $8 at the door.
Owl News applications. The Owl News station is still accepting applications from 9th to 12th. We meet every Wednesday at 4:30 to 5:30 with Mr. Faya. Scholars who are interested in applying can get their application from Mr. Taylor, Ms. Reagan, Mr. Garcia, Ms. Villarreal, and Ms. Mendoza. Turn in your applications to Mr. Faya at room 205.
And that's all for today. Signing off is Atticus Ramirez.
Albert Martinez.
See y'all in the classrooms. Hoot hoot.